start the recording and sharing the screen. And today we are going to do a practical lesson. So when we are doing a practical lesson, we are not going to take a lot of notes down, but the specific ones, the important ones will be there, right? So we will note down about those specific things regarding the particular software. Other than that, we are doing the practicals. Then you have to try it at home, right? And send me the final practical like done by yourself, right? So I hope you will be not getting any difficulties regarding doing the practicals. In case if you are getting any hardness of doing the practical, like that means if you don't have a computer at your place and if you don't have the facility with you, uh, just let me know through a parent, right? අම්මට හරි තාත්තට හරි කියලා මට පණිවිඩයක් අම්මා තාත්තා මාර්ගයෙන් දන්වන්න practical එක කරගන්න විදිහක් නැහැ කියලා. I can understand the situation, but still if you got a chance in any way, just try to do it by yourself, right? So in the class what we are doing is I will show you how to do the things, right? And you can refer the recording if you don't remember anything regarding the practicals specifically, right? So I think video will be very much helping for you in these kind of cases because we are not getting things down onto your notebook, right? So you can refer the video if you want in any time you want. It will be available at all the time in my website as well as in the YouTube, right? So just refer those, right? And try to achieve the practical that I am giving you as the homework, right? So you have to email it to me, right? I think since you have got the internet connection, so emailing is nothing for you. You only need a email address for that, right? So I think most of you have the email, or else if you don't have, all you have to do is like creating a one, right? So I can see how the things are going to happen. And Sandun is asking what time is it single class media recording? Yeah, Sandun, all the recordings will be available by like tomorrow, like after 9 o'clock, right? Because I'm uploading the things sometimes in the night or sometimes in the morning, right? The recordings will be there uh, in the website by tomorrow, right? So you can refer that particular things as well. Right, so let's start the word processing, right? So today we are going to learn about a software which we can use to deal with words. වචන එක්ක වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන් software එකක් තමයි අපි අද කතා කරන්න යන්නේ, right? So literally word processing means processing the words. So like if you take a look into some of the magazines, newspapers, brochures, handouts, right? Those kind of things. Most of the things are happening. Yeah, Tadara, I will provide you the email when the time comes, Dua, right? And all these things, in most of the cases, there are some word processing, right? If you think about the news headline, there is a word processing. If you think about the paper, the newspaper, the headlines of it and the articles of those, they have some word processing, like titles are coming in big fonts, content is coming in a medium type font, the specific things or the important things will be illustrated in bolded letters, right? So likewise, it will be there, right? So what we are going to learn today is how we are going to achieve this using a word processing softwares, right? So when it comes to the word processing softwares, there are many different kinds of word processing softwares, and there are many different things that you can do using these word processing software. So these are some of them, right? So the creation and editing, inserting object like images, right? Saving and retrieving, previewing the how the printout is, right? Specifically, spell checking and the grammar checking inside it, right? Finding and replacement, right? So you can find some of the words and you can replace it, and as well as you can find some good synonyms regarding your contents. As well as there are some specific services like mail merge. Sometimes the mail merge is something alien for you, but you are going to learn through this lesson what is the mail, what the mail merge is, right? So, and again, as I told you, if we really want to process the word, there are many different word processing softwares, right? So these word processing softwares, there are two types. There are softwares like not only word processing softwares. Like if you think about the entire software category, there are two major types, right? One is we have to pay and take, those are called license softwares. And the other softwares, there are some softwares, like there are many softwares which are free and open source, right? So free and open source things, we don't need to pay and take it. We can just download it and use it. But for the license softwares, we have to pay some particular amount to purchase the product. But still in countries like us and a lot of Asian countries and lot other countries around the globe, they are using the licensed softwares as a pirate software, or like using a pirated copy, right? Which is not an ethical thing as well as not a legal thing. But like we are still very fortunate and to not to have very strict software piracy rules in Sri Lanka yet, right? තාම දැනට මෘදුකාංග මංකොල්ලේ කියන එක ගැන අපි license software එකක් හොරෙන් පාවිච්චි කරනවා කියන එකට, like it is also like I have done it, and many are doing that in Sri Lanka, right? But it's not very much imposed on the person or like the individuals, right? So, but it is not a good thing, not a legal thing as well. So, if you got the chance, just move to the free and open source software, or else just purchase a license key, like in a place like eBay, right? eBay එකේ ඔයගලන්ට ලයිසන්ස් කීස් තියෙනවා බොහොම අඩුවට අරගන්න. මම අද පාඩම යනකොට පෙන්නන්නම් කොහොමද ඒ දේවල් කරගන්නේ කියලා. Right? So likewise, anyway, there are two types, which are the licensed one, we have to pay and purchase, which are the free and open source. And free and open source people are doing a very big help to the world and to the people who are interested about the computer and still who don't have money to achieve a particular software. They are creating things freely for them to experience what those software really is, right? So it may be not fancy as the licensed softwares, right? But still you can get done most of the things which is given by the licensed software through the free and open source softwares, right? And Sandun, the question that you are asking, Sandun, we finished with the second unit, right? Last week, like we were done with the second unit. That is why we are starting the sixth unit, Buddha. Right? In case if you miss something, you can refer the previous class recording. We were done with we were done with it, right, people? So that is how my recording shows, right? In case if I'm wrong, like anyone from the class, can you confirm, like we were done with the second lesson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have, right? Okay. So so from the second unit we jumped to the sixth unit, because in most of the schools the syllabus are going like that: 2 theory lessons and 1 practical lessons per term, right? So as I told you, there are many different word processing softwares. These are the types, or like these are the different types that you can find, like ABI Word, FrameMaker, iWork Pages, right? So like those things are from the companies. That means licensed softwares like SourceGeo Operation, Adobe, Apple. They are given these three word processing softwares. When it comes to the Kingsoft softwares, it's a free and open source software, right? Which is given to the mobile devices, which is specifically the Android, for Android devices, as well as this Open Office Writer. It is a free and open source one, and as well as this Open Office Writer, it comes the same way, right? And we are going to experience the word processing through Microsoft Office Word, which is given by the Microsoft Corporation, right? So there we have to pay and take again when it comes to the Microsoft Word, and as well as the Word Perfect is given by the Coral Corporation, right? Or the Coral, uh, the organization called Coral, right? So likewise, you can use that particular thing to get your word processing done, right? Okay, so before we move forward further, yeah, I'll tell you about this as well. Like these things are like the operating systems which we are using by installing the particular word processing software into our computers, right? So there are some other word processing softwares as well, which we can use in the cloud or using the internet, right? So as an example, Google Docs, right? Windows 365, right? These versions are there to be used as the cloud computing services, right? So like if you I don't know whether you have seen the Google Docs or not. I'm going to show it to you now, right? So yeah, this is how the Google Docs looks alike, right? So if you got an email account, you in the Gmail in the Google Corporation, so that means a Gmail account. uh, when you sign into the web browser, you can see this 9 bullet icon, and from that you will be able to launch the Google Docs. Or otherwise you can visit to the Google Drive, right, which is given to you when you are signing into a email account. And inside that drive, using this new button, you can take the Google Docs, right? So anyway, it is going to provide you a particular word processing software. Now you need internet to use this, right? And the beauty of this is you can access this document from anywhere at any time in any device. All you need to have is to log into that particular device, right? And this is very much helpful when we are doing the things, right? In a collaborative space, like you are doing something and you are one of your friends are doing something, right? And like we can share this particular document in within many of people's, like within many people, so everyone can access into this, right? So at the end of the word lesson, we'll do some collaborative thing, or like we'll do something together in this particular uh, Google documents, right? And it is, as I told you, a Google or like a cloud application, which gives us to process the word, or like in other words, a word processing software in the cloud, not in our computer, right? Okay, so with that, let's write down some specific points regarding the word processing software. So please have the heading, word processing, right? And Sandun, I'll get into your matters, Putha, once I take a time and once I take a, once you are in writing some things. So I will attend to your things, right? Right. So if you are done, writing the heading, word processing, you have to start writing from this point. Yeah. Yeah. Write this sentence like this, right? Preparing documents in different styles is called word processing, right? Don't include these word. These කියන වචනේ දාන්න එපා. Just say preparing documents in different styles is called word processing. That is going to be your first sentence, right? Then after, you have to copy this particular things from here to here, which shows what are the capabilities of a word processing software. Lamai, I have to remind you, like, if you got any questions, just ask me from any language, right? ඒක language එක බාධාවක් කරගන්න එපා. Let me know when you are done, people. One is done. How about others? Okay, two are done. Right, it seems everyone is done. Right, so we are moving down, and then yeah, so yeah, under the topic different word processing softwares. So write the topic different word processing softwares, different word processing softwares. That's going to be your next title. And copy this table, right? Because sometimes they ask for some names, right? So it's better you know. And write the Google about the Google Docs as well. That is from Google Corporation, like as the part of the table, right? So from here to here, as well as with the Google Corporation thing. Okay, two are done. How about others? Seems not are done. All right. Is there anyone still writing it? Please write the Google Docs and Google Corporation as the last line of your table, right? Right. And yeah. So after that, we are going to experience the Microsoft Office Word, not the 2010. I'm showing you the version 2019, which is to be the latest one, right? So 2020, I'm sorry, 2019 version, or like any Word version, like you can do the uh, Word practicals using any kind of word processing software, right? Then ඔයාට ගෙදර වගේ machine එකේ Microsoft Words නැත්තම් still you can go with the Google Docs, right? ඒකෙත් තියෙන්නේ අර same tabs ටිකම තමයි, right? සමහර තැන්වලින් පොඩක් වෙනස්, but still you can find the tools, right? Same goes with the open office writer. Make it you are given the chance to get to know about the open office writer as well, right? I'm sorry, LibreOffice writer, not the open office, right? So it has the same kind of tools, but like they have placed it in a different manner, right? So for our convenience, we are going to use the Microsoft Word as the word processing software because it is the one we have practiced, right? And like in mostly I have practiced, right? So those are the software that you can see in your laboratories in the schools, right? In most of your laboratories. So we are into this like for a long time. So that is why we are going to talk about the Microsoft Word as the word processing software of yours, right? Okay, so the let's see how we are going to work with this, right? Okay, so now when it comes to the word processing softwares, we can first we have to install it into our computer, right? Then we can use that, right? So when you install the word processing software, you are getting an icon onto your desktop. So on the process of installation, you can give the option or you can give the permission to particular software installation setup by saying to create a word processing or like a Miss Word icon on your desktop or not, right? So in my case, I haven't created any desktop on my regarding the word processing software, which is the MS Word, right? So for that reason, I don't have any icon, right? These are the word files, not the word execution icon, right? So in that case, I can find it using my start button, right? So I press on the start button, click on the start button, and I can type it on the search bar if I need, or else you can find it when you are going through your programs under the letter W, right? You will see word is there at the end of my list. Maybe not yours, right? But you have if you install the word processing software into your computer, so you know, like you can find it under the W, right? So either you can click on this or you can search it on the start menu by saying word, right? So it will pop you up the word, the application, right? Or you can double click on the desktop icon that the word processing software has given when it is installed, right? So once it is opened, it goes like this. It comes like this. Now, since I'm using the 2019 version of this, my interface can be slightly different, differs from your interface, right? But it has the similar components. Like you will be given a place called blank documents, right? And you will be given some templates. Templates means there are predefined formats, right? There are predefined documents where we can use those things straight away for our need, right? Then if you're going to create a curriculum vitae, or like let's in short form we say CV. So there is a format of a CV, right? And if you are if you need a calendar sheet to manage a schedule, you are given, right? And if you need some party invitation, you are given the templates, right? So likewise, you can find many different templates under your word processing software. Maybe some of you may not have something like this, right? It is because of the version. Sometimes it is because of the internet connection, right? It differs, right? And we can download the templates from the internet as well, right? After word template search karo, we can download the word templates. So the uh, benefit of having a word template is we don't need to like format the things. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට හැම දෙයක් ගැනම හිතන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. අපිට template එක තිබ්බම අපිට තියෙන්නේ content එක fill කරලා ඉවර කරන්න විතරයි. Right? So likewise, you can use the template if you want. But in our case, we are going to use this blank document because we are going to learn Word from the scratch, right? So I am clicking on this blank document to take my workspace on the computer, right? So this is the word processing software given by the Microsoft Corporation, which is called the MS Word, right? And at the top of this document, you can see the document name is there, right? Just a second, people. Right. So, yeah, I'll take the magnifier, right? So you will be able to see some things in a magnified format. So this is what I'm telling you. So when we are talking about, or like when we open the document, the Word document for the first time, this is the one that is given by the MS Word as the name of your document. But this one is not like this name will be there until you save your document with a proper name, right? This is the default name that they are creating. So if you are opening several different word processing interfaces, you will see there will be document 1, document 2, document 3 likewise, because all these documents are not being saved, right? So to save the document, there are many different ways, right? You can use this icon, this square type icon, we call it the save button, right? So, and you can click on that, right? As well as when you move your mouse pointer to that particular point, you will be getting a tooltip saying you can press Control key and S S for save, S key together to save it as well, right? So either you can press this button or you can press Control S, or else you can click on the File tab, which is the most left tab that you can find, right? So File, and under the File menu, right, you can find a button called Save, right? So File tab is right over here at the very left. So then, just a second, people. Yeah, and I think someone have mistakenly put a dot on my screen. Let me clear that. Right. So in the File menu, right, you can see Save and Save As buttons. So when you need to save, you have to choose the Save button, not the Save As button. But eventually, Save and Save As will do the same thing, right? But Save As is there to perform something else, right? Not to save our document again and again, right? Which someone is used to do, right? So we choose Save command. Once we click on it, you can see it automatically moves to the Save As, right? And at the right hand side, in 2019 version, it will show you something like this, right? So the recent places that I have done the saving. And in older versions, they won't give you something like this. Instead of that, they will give you a small window where you can find the places on your computer, right? So I can take the same window by clicking on the browse, right? Now, in my case, in the 2019 version, I can save my document in the cloud, which is the OneDrive, right? And I can find a place in this PC by clicking on this PC, and I can add a place in the internet or like some Google Drive or some cloud location, or I can browse for a place in the computer where I need to save this particular document. So like normally, like in most of the cases, we are not going to save it in the cloud other than we need to access it from anywhere in the world. uh, like in normal manner, we are going to save it into this computer, right? So to do that, I'm going to choose browse. So when I click on the browse, I will be given this particular window, right? දැන් සමහර අයට මේක එන්නේ පොඩි window එකක් විදිහට මෙන්න මේ විදිහට, right? So I can make it full screen, or I can make it in the window format, right? Anyhow, in this window at the left panel එක කියලා කියන්නේ මේක, right? So in the left panel you can see all the places in your computer, right? You can access the desktop if you want, you can access the download folder, the documents, the pictures, or the recently visited places, right? And when you are going down, there are many different icons, and all your uh, computers will have an icon like this, right? Computer එකක icon එකක් තියෙන එක මගේ Windows 10 version එකේ තියෙන්නේ this PC කියලා, right? In your computers, if you are using the Windows 8 version, it's just the computer word, as I remember. In Windows 7, it's the same computer, right? Like before the Windows 7, they name it as my computer, right? So in the Windows 10, they name it as this PC, right? So once I click on this PC, I can see the partitions of my hard disk. එකෙන් මගේ hard disk එකේ මෙතන තියෙන කොටස් ටික මට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. So from that, I can choose any of the partitions. So we normally save our personal documents and the documents that we do in a partition where it does not have the Windows install කරලා නැති partition එක තමයි අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් documents install කරන්නේ. Because in case if the computer attacked by a virus, it is the partition that has the Windows is going to be cleared fully and will be reinstalled with the Windows, right? So clearing means all your documents inside that C drive will be deleted, right? So for that purpose, for that reason, we save the things in a non-Windows partition, Windows නැති partition එකක. So we won't lose anything when we are partitioning the C drive, but only the programs ටික අලුතෙන් අපිට install කරගන්න වෙනවා. Right? So you can choose any of the disk that you want according to your purpose, right? In this case, I'm going to save it on the desktop. So I choose the desktop, right? Desktop is a part of that C drive, right? මම ඔයගලන්ට මෙතන illustrate කරන නිසා මම ඒක මෙතන save කරගන්නවා. So I'm already having a Word file which is created by the word processing software, and I'm going to create another one. Now, when you are creating a file, or like when you are saving a file, have this good practice to give some name which is meaningful, right? Don't just give like a sequence of letters like ABCs or A's or B's or C's or likewise. So it's not a good practice to do, right? So have the practice to give something meaningful for your document, because you're not creating the document just for fun, right? You are creating a document because you need to do something with it, right? So likewise, just give something meaningful, right? I'm going to give grade 10, right? English medium practicals, right? So that is my name, and under that you can see save as type is there. So we really don't need to, in most of the cases we don't need to choose the type, because by default any software is giving you their default type to be saved. So in this case, a Word document software will be saved as a Word document file, right? So this type will determine the extension comes at the end of your file name, right? Then you can see the Word document file that I have saved before in the previous class. So it says G10 single medium practicals .docx, something like docx is there, right? And you can see the similar file type right over here, docx, right? So you can save it with that particular file type, and it will be taken as the default file type when we are saving using the Word. And in case if you need to save it in a different file format, this is the place where you need to change your file format. Sometimes we need to save a particular Word file as a PDF. Sometimes we need to save this particular Word file which is supported to the older version of the Word software. So we choose like this 97/2003 document format, where the extension ends with DOC, not a DOCX, right? Now this is important when you are going to retrieve the workings of yours in an older version of the Word. Then 2007 වල ඉඳලා ආපු Word versions වල office packages වල Word වලට තිබ්බ extension එක තමයි docx කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? So like if you are using the Word version, the MS Word 2007 or later version, it doesn't matter, you go with the default file type, which is docx. But in case if we need to open the Word file from a computer where it has a version before the 2007 වලට කලින් තිබ්බ version එක තමයි 2003 කියන්නේ, right? So ඒක 2003 වලට evolve වෙන්නේ Windows Office 97 කියන version එකේ ඉඳලා, right? So in case if you want to open something from 97 to 2003 format, you have to save this document in that particular format. Otherwise, you won't be able to open this document from an older version of a Word. Older version means like the versions before 2007 version. Right? 2007 වලට පස්සේ 2007, as I remember, 2010 was there, and 2013 was there, and 2015 was there, and then 2019, as I remember, right? So that is in case if you need to change your file format, right? එහෙම change කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැත්නම් just leave it out, right? It will anyway, it is choosing docx. So all you have to do is give a name right over here and choose a place, right? And hit on the save button, or like just hit on the enter on your keyboard, right? So once you click save, you will be taken into the place where were you before, right? Right? So the place where you were, right? So to ensure whether this file is saved into the particular place, you can go to the desktop and search, right? Yeah, now you can see there is this Word document called G10 Eng Medium Practicals. So our document is saved over here, right? So have a good practice to save your document first when you are doing things, right? Because like sometimes we are working on the PCs where we do not have a UPS, uninterrupted power supply. So in case if you are facing with a power cut, if you are not saved your things, it is gone once the power is get off from the computer, right? And it's a good thing to do things in a proper way, as well as when you save things, uh, MS Word will save for yourself periodically, right? කියන ඔයා save කරන්නේ නැති වුණාම එයා සැරින් සැරේට එයාගේව save කර ගන්නවා computer එකේ temporary file එකක. So in case if you have a power cut or some by mistake සමහර ලාට programs respond කරන්නේ නැති වෙලා යනවා, not responding position එකට එනවා. එහෙම වුණාමත් operating system එක කරන්නේ just close down the program and reopen it. So in those cases, that recovery files will help you to recover some of your data. Sometimes you will be able to recover all your data, but sometimes it's just up to some certain point, right? But anyway, it's a good thing, it's a good practice to save your workings and get saved the work with the editing that you do, right? So now I have saved the work, and once we save our workings, you can see our name is appearing at the top of the document. Earlier it was document 1, right? කලින් තිබුණේ document 1 කියලා. Excuse me. Right? So now it is with the name that we have provided to them, right? So with that, I can type some things onto this Word document, right? That means I'm editing the document. So once you edit it, as I told you, you have to save it. So ඔන්න උතන තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ වරද්ද ගන්න තැන. සමහර අය save කරන්න ගියාම like just by pressing the Control S, we'll do the saving, CTRL button and the S together. Or else you can go to the save button and press save. So it will do the saving for you. Or else you can go to the file and click on the save, and it will do the saving for you, right? So may say api editing එකක් කරලා save කරාම ඒක save වෙන්නේ for the same place, right? So we create the grade 10 English medium practicals on the desktop, and we are saving all these changes now and later that we do to the same place, to the very same place, by clicking on these buttons. But some of you have the practice of saving these by going to the file and going to the save as again. So doing that will give you the same scenario that you have done earlier. We don't need to do save as thing again and again when we are saving the things into the document. We just need to press the save button, that's all, right? You don't need to go to the save as again and again. What are the situations that you need to go to the save as is if you need to save this same document in a different name, then of course you have to go to the save as. Or if you want to save your document in a different file type, then of course you have to go to the save as option, right? So if I go to the file, if I go to the save as, I can browse this and I can choose some different location or the same location, and I can give a different name over here like G10 practicals, right? And I'm inside my D drive, right over here, and then I can hit save. And then you will realize this name of the document is getting changed. Now you are in the G10 practicals document, not the G10 English medium practicals document anymore, right? And what is the place or what is the location of this document? The place is inside the D drive. You can find the grade 10 practicals document. So this is the one that we are editing for the moment. And if you look at the desktop, you will find the grade 10 English medium practicals document right over here. So now I got a copy of it with a different name. And you can save it here with the same name because the location is different. But if you are going to save a copy of the same file in the same location, desktop එකේම අපිට මේ file එකේ copy එකක් තියාගන්න ඕන වුණොත් you have to use a different name because same file type එකකින් the මෙයාගේ file type එක වෙන්නේ docx, like from the same file type, the name should be unique on the same location, right? එතකොට unique කියලා කියන්නේ එක්කෙනාට එක නමයි. එයාව ආයෙසරයක් පාවිච්චි වෙන්න බෑ, duplicate වෙන්න බෑ. ඒතර වෙන නමක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ જાතියෙම file එකක් save කරනවා. But if you are saving it in a different file type, මට මෙයාව PDF document එකක් විදිහට save කරන්න ඕනේ නම්, right? So I can go to the file again. I can go to the save as. I can browse and I'm choosing desktop here. So where my grade 10 English medium file, right? So once I click on it, I can take the same file name over here. But if I going to save it like this, then mage me namin say file එකක් තියෙනවා. So I'm hitting the save button. So they are giving me a dialog box saying the file grade 10 English medium practicals docs already exist. Do you want to replace the existing, save changes with a different name, merge changes into the existing file, right? Again, තියෙන එක replace කරන්නද, වෙන නමකින් save කරනවද, නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ මේ document එකේ තියෙන content එක දැනටමත් තියෙන document එක ඇතුළට දාන්නද, right? So if we need it in a different file name, you can go for a different file name, right? And I'm here to save this file from the same file name with a different type, right? So here I'm choosing the PDF, portable document format. So I choose the PDF. I got the same name and I'm hitting the save button. So it is saved and it is giving me the preview of it as well, right? So now you can see there are two files. This is the, I'm sorry, I open it. So this is the English medium file, the Word file, and this is the same name. This has the same name, but it is a PDF file, right? So likewise, you can do the savings of a particular document as you want. Hari. මේ වෙනකන් කරපු දේවල් ටික තේරුණාද? Give me a feedback. We are not talking about the words so far, right? but the saving and all these things regarding a software. Did you got that, people? Just give me a confirmation. And if you have any questions, you can ask it from any language, right? Kamati language එකකින් disturb කරලා අහන්න sir මේක කොහොමද කරන්නේ කියන එක, right? That is why I am here. All right, so now let's get to know about the Word, right? The MS Word, right? People just give me a second. I'll be right back. All right. So now let's get to know about the Word, MS Word interface, right? So as you know, your document name will be here at the top of the screen, right? So you can see my name right over here. It is because to use the 2019 version, I have to log into the, or like sign into the Microsoft account. Otherwise, they are not letting me to do the changes, right? And at the top left corner, you can see some buttons. Now, we already know this is the save button, right? Control S is the keyboard shortcut. And there are two more buttons right over here. This one is called the undo button. Let me take the magnifier for you so you will be able to see it. Right, so this is called the undo button, right? So undo button is used to go step by step backward in the Word document that with the things we have done, right? අපි කරපු දේවල් පියවරෙන් පියවර පිටිපස්සට යන්න we can use the undo button. So the same, the opposite button is here, which we call the redo, right? So will help us to go step by step forward from the point we undo, right? It can be backward ආවම එතන ඉඳලා ඉස්සරහට යන්න දෙනවා, right? Step by step. And this little arrowhead will allow you to have some more options onto your what we call is the quick toolbar, right? This is called the quick toolbar. So when you press on that arrowhead, you are given the option, or you can customize the quick access toolbar by clicking on the items that you want. So what is there already on the quick access toolbar has a tick in front of it. So if we need to have a tick in front of new, we can click on that. So once we click it, there will be a new icon right over here. So you can see there is a tick in front of the new word now. So if you want to click on this quick print, if it needs on my quick toolbar, so it is here, right? So regarding your requirement, you can customize this toolbar, and if you do not need anything in here, so you can get rid of it by clicking on the item that you don't want. So it will cancel the tick in front of it, right? So you won't be able to see that icon again. So that is how the quick access toolbar is maintained. And at the Below to the quick access toolbar, you can find these words. We call these things as tabs or ribbons, right? This ribbon concept was introduced in with the 2007 MS Word version, or like the actually the 2007 Office package. Now this MS Word, MS Excel, MS PowerPoint, and MS Access, which is for database, are coming as a bundle. ඒ හතර විතරක් නෙමෙයි තව softwares පොඩි software set එකක් තියෙනවා. or they came all together. අපි purchase කරනකොට purchase කරන්නේ office package එකම, right? So office package consists of this Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and all these things, right? Which we are going to learn about these four major categories, which is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and database, right? So from 2007 package onwards, we are experiencing this ribbon pattern in the word processing software, right? And this ribbon has groups inside it. You can see the group name uh, at the very under of this toolbars, right? So you can see clipboard name right over here, and there is another group called font, and there is another group called paragraph, and there is another group called style, and there is the last group called editing under the home tab, right? So under the insert tab, there are many other groups as well. So likewise, each and every tab contains the groups. So inside the groups, there are several different commands, right? Or tools, which we can use to do the formatting, right? So that is how the ribbon is arranged in the word processing software. And at the working area, what you can see here is called the ruler. Now, in some of your interfaces, you may not see the ruler. It is because it is hidden, right? Just a second, people. Okay, sorry for that. That's my little one, right? So, yeah, as I told, the ribbons are arranged like that, and the ruler, I was talking about the ruler. Some of you may not see the ruler on your interface. If you want to see it, if you want to take it onto your screen, find the tab called View. Here it finds View. And inside the View, there is a group called Show right over here. So under the group Show, there is three words: rule, grid lines, navigation pane, right? So if you give ruler, like if you tick in front of the ruler, you will see the ruler. If the tick is not there, so like this, ruler is not visible. So simply go to the tick in front of the or the checkbox in front of the ruler, and please check it. So then you will see the ruler. And the second one, the grid lines. Grid lines will give you a way of typing things on a place where we can type things on the square rule thing, or like a graph paper, right? මේක ඕගලන්ට වැදගත් වෙනවා මොනා හරි දෙයක් හරියටම place කරගන්නකොට, position කරගන්නකොට, right? That will be very helpful, right? And using the navigation pane, it will like open a navigation pane, and through this you will be able to move around the headings. Headings කියන එක අපි ලොකුවට අපේ syllabus එකේ කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. But with the advanced techniques of the word, you will get to know what the headings are. So you can just refer into the headings like one after the other if you get the navigation pane. So for the moment, I'm untick or uncheck my grid line checkbox as well. So I'm just keeping the ruler, right? So when it comes to the ruler, it shows you how big your paper is. Now, this is given by inches, right? If you want to change it to the centimeters, there is a little bit harder, not the harder way, like the path is a little bit big for you to walk, right? So you have to go like to the files, as I remember, to more, right? And to the options, right? And here in the options, yeah, let me find it. I think it's on the display. Is it? No, let me see. It's on the, can you see anywhere? Can give the inches and not there. Proofing, not in the proofing, save. I think it's in the advanced. Copy and paste, pen, chart, display. Yeah, see, people just excuse me, I really need to answer this thing. I think it's from the school. Right, just a second. Right, so here you can see if you want to change the measurement from inches to, you can change it to centimeters, millimeters, points, because there are many, but I'll keep it as inches. I'll change it and show it to you, like if I take centimeters, and you can see the measurements from the inches. If I change it to centimeters and press OK, it will change to centimeter, right? So yeah, I don't think we will be given the opportunity from here to change the margins. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, so it's something advanced, right? So I'm going to change it back for my convenience, right? Option, advanced. Yeah, change it to inches. Right, so it is changed back to the inches. So now when it comes to the margins, you can change the margins, like now in your ruler, there are gray areas at the ends of the rulers. So like this gray area indicates the size of your margin. So margin, when you have a margin, you can't like type before the margins, like you have to type inside the margins, right? So if I'm going to type, it's going to type in a way it aligns in a one particular manner, and it goes right from this margin, right? So there are four types of margins actually: the right and the left margins, and the top and the bottom margins, right? So in that area you will be able to type, right? And you can change the margins, or like you can change the size of the margins by taking your cursor into the place of this, right? You have to change your cursor into this type of we have to change your mouse pointer, I'm sorry, mouse pointer into this kind of a pointer, right? A white arrow which has 2 points, right, to the left and right. So then you can click on that and move your mouse pointer so you can change the margin, right? Right, so likewise, we can change all four margins at our will, right? So it's according to your requirement, right? And when it comes to this latter part, or like the very end of the page, you can see there is a bar. This bar is called the status bar, right? So status bar will show how many pages are there on your working area, and how many words are there, right? And what is the language that you are using, right? So there is only one page, so it says there is one page of out of one, right? And in case if I take another two more pages, now you can see there are 3 pages and I'm at the third page. Now when my cursor moves to the second page, here it will show, I'm sorry, the navigation will be open if I click on it. So at the second page of the third out of 3 pages, right? If I move my cursor to the top page, so it will show you one page, the first page out of 3 pages, right? And as well as you can see there are 6 words, even though it doesn't have any meaning. There are 6 words right over there, right? And it will count the number of words. And once you select it, it will show you how many words are being selected. Now 6 out of 6 words are being selected. If I select these 3, so it will show you 3 of 6 words are selected. Now it will be very much important for the people who are working with the document which matters them the word count, right? And අපි university එකේ assignment එකක් කරනකොට, right, that assignment is given to us like saying the word count, right? Ayyo. Right. So likewise, you can see how many words are being selected and what is the total number of words are there, right? And at the right side of the status bar, you are given 3 positions, or like 3 mods. Yes, Kavidu, any questions?
So how we can see the past classes recordings?
I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you, Buddha, right? I'll show it to you. Before we end the class, I'll show you how to do that, right?
Okay.
Right. So now with this, at the right side of your status bar, there are three mods. The way the working area is going to show. So the first mod is called the read-in mod, right? So once you click on that, like you will see your Word document like this. It's for reading, the purpose of reading. එතකොට ටිකක් screen එක full screen අරගෙන read කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන විදිහට හදලා තියෙනවා. So you will be given these back and forth arrows, so you can move your pages front and back using these things, right? And the layout that we are working is the print layout. Now, print layout is like a very good way, or like the best way of to keep for editing, right? Print layout එක තියාගෙන තමයි අපි edit කරන්න ඕනේ, because it is the layout which shows us how the document is going to be when you are going to print it, right? And the next layout is the web layout. Now, web layout means like you have the experience of visiting a website, right? So website will show you like all over your screen without any separate pages. It's like it will just flow down, right? අපේ document එකේ pages ගොඩක් තිබ්බත් that the breakings of that pages will not be visible to you, but it will show as one, just one content, right? So you will be have the feeling of having it in the web layout, right? We need these different kinds of layouts because sometimes we do the documentations for reading, for web, right, for printing. Those are the three purposes, like major three purposes that we are using those things, right? So we go on that particular way. And at the right side of those layouts, I'm getting this into the print layout. So at the right side of this layout has the zoom controller. Now the zoom controller is there for you to zoom in and zoom out your page, right? But this zooming in and zooming out will not give you the idea, or like will not increase or decrease the content on your page. It is just zooming in and zooming out, right? So zoom in කියලා කියන්නේ නේද? අපි අක්කාචයකින් ඩොකියුමන්ට් එකක තියෙන එකක් විශාලනය කරලා බැලුවට ඒ කොලේ තියෙන content එක ලොකු වෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. So same happens in here, right? It will help you to zoom in and see some particular contents in a clear manner, but it won't change the size of the characters or the objects on the paper, right? So remember that, because most of you are doing this mistake. If you feel your content is not big enough, you just zoom it in, then you do the workings. මේක කරගෙන යනවා. ඒතරට මේ අකුරු පැහැදිලි ලොකුයි ඔයා කරගෙන යනවා. But when you are going for the print it out, then you will find it is not big as I thought. It is because you are doing the working with a zoom in position, right? So zooming is not a way to increase or to make your objects bigger, right? To do that, there are many different tools in the Word. Like if you want to increase a font size, you can select this and you can go for the home tab and you can use the sizes, or else you can use increase fonts to increase the size. Now it actually increase in its size, right? And it's not because due to the zoom in is at the 100%. So be careful when you are doing something on a Word document. You must assure your document is in the 100% zoom in position, right? Otherwise you will be deceived by the things that it shows to your eyes, right? Okay, and at the very right side, you can find this scroll bar, right, where you can choose to scroll through the pages up and down, right? Okay, so that is the basic structure of the Word, right? Yes, Sandun. My one is genuine, and actually, next thing I want you to show is that, right? Now, if you are using the word processing software, if it is in the versions of 2007, 2010, 2013, and as well as 2015, they are
Yes.
they are not giving you any times uh, to have the genuine license, because without license, if you just install it, you can work on the with the software, but it will give you some warning messages saying you have to license this. So you can cancel the message that is coming and you can do the workings with that. But when it comes to the 2019, uh, it's going to be a hassle for you, because in 2019, as far as I know, you have to sign into your Microsoft account to work with 2019, and it will request a genuine license key from you to activate the product and let you to work inside it. And you know, like if you search for genuine like license key for 2019, Word 2019, let's just search it and see the Office 2019 price, right? So like yeah, let's go to the Microsoft Store and yeah, see the plans and pricing. If you take for home, not for business, not for enterprise, for home, it will cost you, yeah, how much? Here you go. 15,919.99, that means almost 16,000 per year, which is a big amount, right? And the usage, it says like this is for 2 to 6 people, so 6 people can use it, right? And this is 11,999 per year, right? And these two things are online services, 365 family and 365 personal, and this is a one-time take. It's 23,999, so like 24,000, right? So only one PC or one Mac, so like that means for one Windows or for one Apple computers, right? This is a huge one, right? But what you can do is just visit the site eBay, right? And I'm showing you the way I have activated this. This is totally a legal way of doing this, right? So in the eBay site, if you search for Office 2019 key, right, you will be given the Office 2009 key. It is a genuine one for a very cheap as $3, right? So $3 means it's like almost 600, right? නේද මේ 3.85 ගත්තොත් ඩොලර්ස් 4යි රුපියල් 800ක් විතර වගේ වෙන්නේ. Now, why these things are there as cheap as it is, there are many ways that they're doing this. All are legitimate ways, right? Legitimate කියන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙමයි. මේකේ හොර වැඩක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. වැඩ වෙන්න පුළුවන් විදි මෙහෙම. What they are saying is the computer which used this particular license is not in use. So because of that reason, we are reselling the key. And Microsoft has recently allowed to resell the keys for several different times. So you can use it for several different computers, but only one computer can be used at any time. ඒ කියන්නේ ලෝකෙන් එක කම්පියුටර් එක විතරයි මේ කී එක තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. දෙවෙනි කම්පියුටර් එකකට කී එක දැම්මොත් දෙවෙනි කම්පියුටර් එක black list වෙනවා. Right? Yeah, Sandhu, that is the problem. Like I'm using this version for like almost like more than 1 year now, right? It says it's just a one-time purchase. You can use it for lifetime, right? And I'm using it for 1 year. So by my experience, more than 1 year, right? And some of my teachers who have purchased the things, they are using the same way. And you can find the genuine license keys for the Windows as well, as cheap as this, right? So we really don't know when it is going to be a problem, right? Problem means like it's not going to be a legal problem. It's genuine, right? Because eBay is not allowing you to sell anything in genuine, right? And when you are purchasing this, be careful to purchase from a top seller, right? මේ top rated sellers ලා කියලා ඉන්න කට්ටිය යන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් නැත්නම් මේ ස්ටාර්ස් ප්‍රමාණය වැඩිපුර වැඩිලා තියෙන කෙනෙක්ගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් පර්චේස් කරන්න සැලකිලිමත් වෙන්න. මොකද සමහර අය ඉන්නවා ඔය පොඩි ඩොලර්ස් ගානට දාලා කවුරු හරි එක්කෙනෙක් පර්චේස් කරපු ගමන් ඒගොල්ලෝ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ක්ලෝස් කරනවා. ක්ලෝස් කරලා අර සල්ලි ටික අරගෙන වැනිෂ් වෙනවා. That kind of things can be happen. ඊට පස්සේ eBay ඒ කට්ටියට ආයෙ එන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. But there are many ways that they can come again, right? Where eBay can't track, right? So please go for a top seller, right? Top seller hari නැත්නම් මේ වැඩිපුරම sales වෙලා තියෙන තැනකින් you just purchase it, right? ගන්න කලින් නේද? When we are doing a electronic purchase, අපි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකට ගිහිල්ලා ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක යට තියෙන රිවිව්ස් ටිකක් හොඳට කියවන්න ඕනේ. මෙයාගේ තියෙන රිවිව්ස් කොහොමද? මොනවාද දීලා තියෙන ෆීඩ්බැක්ස්? ජෙනුයින් කෙනෙක්ද? right? So we can find it in the comment section, right? So you have to do some research and do the purchasing, right? So yes, Anand, you have to search for that, Buddha. I won't be able to say the price, right? So just search it and do it in a legit way, right? එතකොට මෙහෙම තිබ්බම updates හරියට වෙනවා, හිර වෙන්නේ නැහැ, right? කිසිම ගැටලුවක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. You can use it in a very fine manner. හැබැයි be very careful to purchase the specific version you want. මේකට આવුත් මේ විකුණන්නේ Office 365. It's an online version, right? Cloud version එක. or 2019 නම් ඕනේ හරියටම 2019 වලට ගැලපෙන එකක් purchase කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒතකොට මේ පොඩක් සැලකිලිමත්ව කරගන්න ඕන දෙයක්. ඒක නිසා වැඩිහිටි කෙනෙක්ගේ උදව්වත් අරගෙනම වැඩේ කරන්න. Right? And yeah. So since we passed the time, we'll talk about the tools and all these things by next week. And the people who know how to refer the recordings can leave now, right? So thank you very much for today, and we are going to start the practicals on the next, not the next week, people. Next week, since Vesak Day is here, we are going to have a holiday, right? And government has exclusively said, do not do any educations for the schools. So since it is Vesak Poya and since we need a break to do like to make some Vesak lanterns and to have some leisure time, even though we are having it very much, it's better we have some time, right? So we are not going to do the classes by next week, but we are going to do the week after, right? So the people who know how to refer the recordings, you can leave, right? Thank you very much and have a very good night and be safe, people, right? Moreover, and people who do not know how to refer the recording, just stay. I'm going to show it, right? Thank you very much, people, and have a very good night, right? And yeah, people who are not familiar with recordings, this is the way that you are going to do it. Yeah, let me stop the recording first.